total requested budget should go to MSI leads and collaborators. Other institutions of higher education, national laboratories, and industry partners can make up the additional 20%, but they cannot exceed that in terms of the budget request. So other than that, I kind of just wanted to open it up for questions. At that point, we have, again, myself, Tony, and our university director here, Dr. John Gilligan, to help answer any questions you might have. But just wanted to provide that as a starting point for us.
Okay, we have a question. Is there anywhere I can find a list of MSIs with any departments to look for collaborators?
Yeah, we can post, there's a link in the FOA that includes all of the MSIs under the Department of Education. In terms of which ones have any departments, I don't know if I have a list specific to that, but we could probably get something put together for you.
Well, the other thing I could suggest, Jenna, is that looking at the list of MSIs, but also going to the source book and
okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
looking at nuclear engineering departments and see which ones. Try to cross list those between the two. I can think of a few right off the top of. There's probably 8 or 10 that are MSIs that have nuclear engineering as well. Just thinking off the top of my head right now.
Sure, I'll pull links for those and put them in the chat for everyone.
The link that Pam posted with FOAs and due dates, that also has a link to the source book. I have a question that says, is it expected that there be 3 or more MSIs on one project?
Well, I don't think there's a set number. It's got to be at least 2, but to form a consortia, all I would say is that. But if you look at the winners of the past 2 years, you can see that typically they do have more than 2. But it's not a required number. It's just that 80% of the money has to go to the MSIs, and a consortia has to be formed, which would normally be more than 2 schools.
I have one question. So I'm in the Department of Chemistry, Physics, and Material Science in one of the HBCU. When I look at the chart, it is mentioning like the nuclear engineering. Am I eligible for the application, or it is required for the nuclear engineering department?
No, it's not required for nuclear engineering to be involved. You could apply. You're an MSI at VCU, so you could apply. VCU won one 2 years ago, so I think that's. So you have a good example already of a winner right there at your own institution, and that was through nuclear engineering, I believe.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that, let me just add, I think the key to this whole thing, though, you have to be focused on nuclear energy topics, whether you're coming from physics, chemistry, material science, mechanical engineering, nuclear engineering, anything. The topic has to be focused on nuclear energy, commercial nuclear energy, not environmental management or nuclear forensics or nuclear fusion or anything else like that. So please be careful in terms of how you focus your proposal.
So when you are referring to commercial nuclear energy, can you elaborate a little bit more that way? When I talk to like some other SBC, whether I can partner with them, with my expertise.
Well, I think the best thing to do would be go to our NEUP website or the DOE NE website to get a feel for the kinds of topics that are covered by DOE NE or the NEUP programs in general, and that will give you a feel for what's viable. For instance, in radiochemistry is certainly a topic of interest related to waste management and the back end of the fuel cycle, for instance, but also chemistry could be applied to development of new nuclear fuels. If you're working with actinides and uranium and specialized nuclear fuels and those kinds of things that are relevant to the commercial nuclear energy field.
I got it. Thank you.
Just want to give another thanks to Jenna and John. Tony, thank you for being here. We appreciate your time and we appreciate all the effort you put into these applicants. Have an awesome day, everyone. Thanks for being here.